Y'all know I love my extremely challenging rebuilds. So today, we are gonna be rebuilding one of the most fun theme teams I've done in a long time. We are gonna be doing a fantasy draft where I can only pick the slowest player currently available at each position, and then we are gonna have to rebuild that team with only slow players. And by the end of this, we are gonna see how good we can make this team, and if it is possible to make it one of the best teams in the league. And that might sound impossible on paper, but I think it is doable. And I'll get into the rules in just a second. There aren't many, but a couple. But super quick, if you enjoyed today's video, be sure to leave a like. And if we can get to 2,000 likes on this video, which I know is possible, and if we can hit that, I have a crazy challenge related to this planned, starting with the actual slowest team possible in Madden. The reason I didn't do that here is because I don't know how possible that is, but I have a plan. So again, 2,000 likes if y'all want to see that. It sounds stupid, but leaving a like really does help out the channel. Subscribe for more. Trying to hit 60K by the end of the month. Thanks for 57K. And yeah, if you like rebuilds, be sure to subscribe because that's literally all I do. And last thing, no shout out for this video. Actually, let me see. You know what? This sounds close enough. Shout out to BlockySore for the suggestion of today's video. Their link is in the description. And if you want to shout out, just let me know any fun rebuild ideas y'all have down below. But without further ado, let's get into this fantasy draft. And we pick at number 32. Great. I mean, I don't know how much that matters because of the challenge we're doing, but of course. And as I said, how we are going to do this is we have to take the slowest player at each position out of whoever is currently available. So the best strategy is to go through each position and find the best player we could possibly take. Now, unfortunately for me, this might be even harder than I was expecting. So with our first pick, we are going to go with Kyren Williams. Not exactly a typical first pick in fantasy drafts, but he's like the one good player we can take that's actually not 30-something years old like Michael Thomas. So we will take Kyren Williams here. With the pick right after, I think we will go with Michael Thomas. At the very end of round 3, we will go with Orlando Brown Jr. Jack Gibbons, I guess? Sure. And then last pick I'm going to show, let's go with Kamari Lassiter. At least a young player, a rookie, so we will take it, but I'll make obviously the rest of these picks, and we will see how this team ends up looking. I don't think it's great, unfortunately. This might be the worst fantasy draft team I've ever started with. We are a 72 overall. This is going to be a hard one. Our quarterback for this first year, and for only this first year, is going to be Brian Hoyer. Is he even still on a team? No, so he's probably going to retire soon, but he's going to be our quarterback here, our starting quarterback. Our O-line actually isn't horrible. It's maybe our strongest position group other than maybe running back, where thankfully Kyren Williams should turn into a good player. Our receiving core, I realized this when I was going through the team. I meant to draft Keon Coleman. Apparently I didn't. I don't know how I didn't, but the Saints picked. I must have thought I picked him, but I just didn't. So that's fun. Let's start Justin Ross. We have kind of a fun receiving core. Michael Thomas, which is interesting, Jake Bobo, and then Justin Ross. And then the defense is something. Our D-line is absolutely horrific, but we should be able to develop these corners, and we have decent safeties. I drafted Mike Hilton and moved him to safety, so we'll see if we win a game this year. But oh yeah, let me get into the rules. Not many of them. So for free agency, I'm going to say we can only sign players that are one of the 3 slowest at their position. You know what? I'm going to be a little more lenient. I'm going to say one of the 5 slowest. So yeah, we can sign one of the 5 slowest players at any position available in free agency. And then for the draft, we can only pick players with decent speed or less. Because a lot of the time, decent speed isn't really decent. I feel like decent is generous. And that's pretty much it for the rules. We can... Ooh, how about this? This is something I just thought of. How about if we want to trade for a player, they also have to be like one of the 5 slowest at their position. So I guess we could trade for Joe Flacco if we wanted to. Ooh, Landon Dickerson. We might have to think about that at some point. But yeah, you get the idea. So let's just get straight to the end of this first year, and will we win a game? Okay, we do. We win one whole game. Let's see what went wrong. As you would imagine, Brian Hoyer wasn't great, but this might be the worst quarterback performance I've ever seen on like a real team. Obviously, like the 0 overall team quarterbacks do horribly, but God, I didn't know quarterbacks could do this bad in Madden. That's rough. 31 interceptions. Kyren Williams, 4.2 per carry. He was decent. Michael Thomas, almost 1,000 yards, over 900. I wanted to start. Did I not start Justin Ross? Did I accidentally bench him? I guess I did. suspended, so Brandon Johnson played. Oh well. The blocking was horrible, as you would expect. Daniel Falele, 17 sacks allowed. 142 tackles for Jack Gibbons. Not too many TFLs, but a good amount. And then 4 sacks for Jihad Ward led the team, and then that's it, pretty much. And actually a few picks. Not bad there. I've seen much worse from actual good teams. MVP goes to Trevor Lawrence on the Bills. I feel like the Bills always pick him for some reason. So, I mean, hey, he's making that 55 mil per year contract worth it, I guess, arguably. Jalen Hurts on the Eagles and Aaron Rodgers on the Jets. That's interesting. And Puka Nacua on the Rams. Did everyone just pick their own players? But now, no Cowboys up here, obviously. A Cowboy does win Defensive Player of the Year, though, just not a Cowboy here. It goes to Micah Parsons on the Cardinals. And Damone Clark at number 4 on the 49ers. Great. But nobody up here for Offensive Rookie of the Year. Really, no Jake Bobo. I mean, he was decent. And then Kamari Lassiter up here at number 8 for Defensive Rookie of the Year. So disappointing first year, but this team could be pretty good as soon as next year. Keyword could be. I guess it depends on who's available in free agency. But speaking of that, let's get into free agency. And we have some work to do. But this isn't exactly the best free agent class I've ever seen. I mean, even for a fantasy draft first free agent class, this is pretty horrible. There is Marvin Harrison Jr., but obviously we can't take him or can't sign him. It's just like all kickers and punters up here. Oh, actually, Patrick Ricard. We maybe could do something with him, but these are the players we are gonna go for. Really nothing. I mean, Mitchell Tinsley, I guess, would maybe do something. I mean, he's only 24 at least, but really not a lot we could do here, but at least little improvements at certain positions. We're really looking to the draft and next year's free agency here. So let's see if these players want to sign. Froze my game. Oh, okay, cool. It's too many players, I guess. But we actually got almost everybody. I thought it was gonna not save my progress and set us back to like the next week. I wouldn't have been super happy, but still these 3 players left, which Kyle Trask could very well be our starter next year. We'll see. For some reason, I didn't set quarterback as our focus position. I don't know what's wrong with me. I set it as outside linebacker, which, I mean, we need pass rush, but I don't make sense sometimes. We'll draft a QB anyways, but they won't be scouted. But okay, we get Kyle Trask and Sam Mustipher. I don't care about Luke Tenuta. So let's get to the draft and let's see what we can do. Hopefully something. Okay, wait a minute. Was there a franchise update? There are 26-year-old rookies now? There must have been. The game updated. I'm never kept up with like what happens in franchise for some reason, but there are old rookies now. I hope they didn't too many of them, but that's still interesting. I thought I was losing it for a second. Well, I'm definitely not going to be drafting him. He looks awful. He looks so bad. I mean, he has elite throw power, but D awareness, D short accuracy, C, I said that really weird, C to F, medium and deep accuracy, and 26 years old. This might be the worst first round prospect I've ever seen, but honestly, he might not be the worst overall because he has decent throw power, or well, elite throw power. I don't know, it's hard to say. But here in the draft, we pick at number 2. We went 1-16 and don't have the number 1 pick. Did the Packers go 0-17? Hold on. No, they probably also went 1-16. Yeah, they did. That's a big gap between 2nd and 3rd. A 4-win gap. That's crazy. So we go 1-16 and don't even get the number 1 pick. That's crazy. But it doesn't, I mean, it kind of matters, but it doesn't matter that much because we are obviously going to be trading the 2nd pick away. There honestly isn't really anyone in this range that we even can take. The only one is Michael Hollister, and yeah, I don't need to explain why I'm not going to take him again. I might trade all the way out of the first round, honestly, because yeah, there's literally nobody that we can take, which I didn't think would be the case, but it is. So let's trade. This is going to be like the biggest trade down maybe ever. Who's the first player we can even take? Nobody in the top players listed right now. That's crazy. So we'll trade down to the first pick of the 2nd round. Is that maybe the last pick of the first round? But that wouldn't be enough value. Here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to trade down like 3 times and just pick up a ridiculous amount of draft picks. So I'll see y'all when I'm done. I'm not going to show all of them. But okay, with our first pick now in the 2nd round, this is still maybe too early to be picking based on the players available. I mean, we can still go with Michael Hollister if we want to. He fits our challenge. Maybe I will if he falls far enough just out of curiosity. But with our first pick, we are going to go with someone who isn't supposed to go for a while still, so we could trade back more. I'm just a little sick of trading down, honestly. But Deontay Simmons looks like he could be a decent defensive tackle. The only thing is he has 0 pass rush, but he fits the team. He's honestly kind of fast for a defensive tackle with 4.99 speed. That's not not bad, but we're gonna need to bend the rules a little bit here. And we're not really bending the rules. I mean, he's listed with marginal speed, so he works. We'll take him. Surprisingly has hidden dev. I thought for sure he would have normal. Is his head really small? I don't know. Something looks weird there to me. It looks like, I don't know. His head just doesn't fit his body. That's weird. But now, okay, it looks like Hollister did actually get taken. God, what do we even do? Is there like a slow but maybe decent corner? We don't really need corner though. There's George Milner. He looks terrible though. Justin Perkins also looks pretty terrible. Okay, we're not doing that. You know what? We might go with another D tackle, Lionel Claiborne. I mean, if we can get someone that looks good, we might as well. Only poor speed, so he does fit. He's a better 40 time than the other guy, so I don't really understand that, but he has great acceleration, elite strength, so sure. Only normal dev for him, but 92 strength, 86 acceleration. We will take it. And then probably the last pick I'm gonna show. Let's go with Seth Lindsay. Looks decent. B awareness, B play rec, B tackle. Hopefully B zone. I mean, he is listed as a run support safety, so probably not, but slow, marginal speed, but elite strength. Could be decent. The speed will definitely hold him back, but that's kind of the theme of this team. So we'll take him. Normal dev, I was hoping he would have hidden, but he might be a decent overall. We will see. Okay, but here's how we did in the draft. Honestly, this wasn't too bad. We did all right. Obviously got a few good defensive tackles. I took another one, Tyrone Monk. Never seen Tyrone spelled with 2 N's. That makes me think Tyron. I don't know. But also Seth Lindsay isn't bad, 73 overall. Now these players weren't great through here, but we actually got a couple good corners. Justin Perkins, I thought he looked horrible, but he's a 70 overall. I don't know how. How is this dude a 70 overall? Do I just not understand this game? This guy looks awful. This dude looks so bad. What about him is 70 overall worthy? He's slow. He's not that good in man. He's terrible in zone. He's terrible in press. His play rec isn't good. He's a good tackler. He has good agility for whatever that's worth. What the hell? How is he a 70? He looks, I would guess he's like a 65 or 4. I don't understand how overall works. I have been playing this game way too long. But Quentin Favors actually looks good. He also has hidden dev, 84 man, 76 press. Also slow, but decent acceleration. So he'll be, I think, our #1 corner. We'll see. Our secondary should be good this year, which if there's any position group that probably shouldn't be good in the slow team rebuild, it should be the secondary. I mean, speed is pretty, that might be the position where speed is the most important, just because if you can't keep up with an offense's like fastest players, you're cooked. Like imagine this team going against like Tyreek Hill or something, it would be over. But that's gonna be like our strongest position for some reason, so that's fun. And then the last 2 picks were whatever. Dom Larson actually has hidden dev though, so he could actually become a decent player. We'll see. But let's get into year 2 and we will see how this team is looking. But here's a look at the team heading into year 2. We are gonna be doing something interesting today. I meant this year. I went like video intro mode, but we are gonna start Mitch Raso. Raso? What a weird last name. But he's gonna be our QB this year. Isn't like the slowest, but I think he was like the 2nd slowest free agent quarterback. But he also has 95 throw power. I mean, there are no guarantees he'll be good at all, especially with the team around him, but we might as well start a rookie at QB. It'd be cool if he could be our QB for this entire rebuild. There is a chance. But this is the rest of the offense. Also, Jake Bobo got superstar last preseason. I didn't show it because it would mess up the flow of the video, but I can't remember. I think Michael Thomas mentored him, so I went long-term development, so that's fun. We're also going to start Mays at tight end. He has hidden dev, Dakota Mays. Probably just star, but better than nothing. And then the defense is actually pretty well improved, especially on the D-line. I mean, it's completely different than last year. We got a pretty good corner, a decent safety. Like, I have hope, because again, the free agent class this year should hopefully be a little better at least, and hopefully there are more good, slow players in the draft this year, but this wasn't even a bad class. This was decent. And then towards the end of this, like I said, we are going to start trading for players. So let's get to the midseason point. I'm not expecting much, but we'll see if we can win some games this year. Okay, we are only 1-6. Understandable. I mean, that's as good as we did last year already, but we're just waiting for free agents. That's pretty much it. We have some re-signings though. Anything important? We definitely do want Nate Landman, Michael Thomas. The rest I don't know if I really care about. I guess Gabe Grimes and Mitch Race. How's he doing? Probably not well if we're 1-6. Not bad. I mean, at least he is a positive touchdown interception ratio. Not a great completion percentage, but could be worse. But Nate Landman, I guess we'll re-sign 6 years, 54 mil. He doesn't take it. Awesome. And then Michael Thomas, 4 years, 57 mil. He does take it. Okay, cool. But let's get to the end of the year, and we will see how we finish. Also, I just want to point out, Commanders are winning the division at 6-1. That's fun. But okay, we finished 1-16 again. Big surprise. Mitch Raso wasn't horrible, though, especially for an undrafted quarterback. I mean, he was fine. I think we're going to try to replace him, but you know what? You did a good job, buddy. You tried. Kyron Williams was kind of ass, 3.7 yards per carry. Michael Thomas, close-ish to 1,000 yards. Jacob Bobo, 800 yards. The blocking, oh. Okay, Jackson Carman was even worse than Daniel Falele last year, somehow. Lots of tackles, 123 for Kamari Lassiter. Why? Probably not a good sign if a corner is almost your leading tackler. Probably means they're getting cooked and then having to make tackles. But lots of TFLs, 18 for Patrick Jones, 17 for Dom Larson, and sacks. Honestly, pretty not terrible. 8.5 for Claiborne as a rookie, 6 for Simmons, 4.5 for Patrick Jones and Dom Larson. Can't wait to get number 2 for Defensive Rookie of the Year. And then Lassiter with 2 picks and then 1 for Landman Hilton. That was hard to say. Landman Hilton and Dantzler. Saying Landman and then Hilton hurts my brain. I don't know why. It makes me want to say Hillman. Probably doesn't help that I got less than 4 hours of sleep last night, but fuck it, we ball. I don't know. But Trevor Lawrence wins another MVP. Okay, he's making the contract worth it. I mean, that's not the contract he has here, obviously, but let's pretend it is. Kenny Pickett is the Packers quarterback. That's something. But Offensive Player of the Year for the NFC goes to Najee Harris on the Seahawks. All right. Defensive Player of the Year goes to Micah Parsons again. Offensive Rookie of the Year goes to some Rams player. Mitch Raso at number 5, Dakota Mays at number 6, and then Defensive Rookie of the Year. We're going to get number 2, and I'm going to be very not happy. I called it. Why does this always happen to me? Why can't I have nice things? Matthew Williams wins it for the Packers. Our fellow 1-16 team last year cucks us here. Lionel Claiborne at number 2. And he's going to have, or was he the hidden dev or normal dev? I think he was one of the normal devs, so would have been cool to get that. Larson at 4, Simmons at 8. Yeah, Simmons was the one with hidden dev. This game hates me. What did I do? I only talk shit about it all the time. What did I ever do wrong? What are the dev traits? Okay, so Mays only has star. That's to be expected, but on defense, I would guess all-star. Okay, no, Favors has superstar, which what did he do? Did he do anything? He had no picks. I mean, he had 7 pass deflections, but that's actually decent for Madden, but in real life, that isn't great, especially for playing as much as he did. So whatever, at least he already has superstar. That's cool, I guess. Larson and Simmons only have star. You hate to see it. You really do. But now for our re-signings, we're not there yet. I'm getting ahead of myself. Okay, now for our re-signings, we need to get Nate Landman back. I mean, it doesn't sound great, but he's one of our best players. That's depressing. I mean, he's a fine player. If he's one of your best, then you're doing something wrong. We'll go 5 years, 64 mil. He takes it. Okay, cool. And the game doesn't want to load. Okay, Mitch Peso or Race. I keep wanting to call him Peso. We'll go 4 years, 16 mil. He takes it. And then everyone else, I don't care. God, I saw someone telling me in the comments that you can turn your practice squad off because I don't like having to cut the players that don't fit the team. Is that actually a thing or were they lying? I know there's the practice squad stealing, but that's not the same thing. I don't know. I love being gaslit by my comment section constantly. Why don't you do this? Oh, it's not a thing. That's why. Unless it is, then tell me how to do it because it's annoying. I don't like having to cut all these players. But here's what we are gonna try to do in free agency. It's not much better. Honestly, it's arguably a worse class overall. I mean, well, not really. No, there are like few 84 overall players here. It's still a horrible class, but a little better than last year. This is a hard one. What did I sign myself up for? Why did I think this was a good idea on a Friday? I deadass got like less than 4 hours of sleep. I mean, that kind of explains it. I woke up on a Friday morning and I chose to do this. That's awesome. We'll see if this makes the team good, I hope. I don't even know if we need Josie Jewell. We really don't. He's already 30. Patrick McCarry. I mean, our O-line's been so bad, we'll just really sign as many linemen as we can. David Bell, Bradley Bozeman, you see the rest of them. Let's see if they want to sign. Okay, so everyone signs except McCarry and Harris. And the big one here, who I didn't even mention for some reason, is Rob Havenstein. He signs. Okay, cool. Havenstein, having a good time with your mother. I don't know. We'll take it. He does sign with us. And if he didn't, he would have gone to the Commanders, so I'm glad we got him. I don't really care if McCarry or Harris sign. Let's get to the draft. But this year in the draft, we do have the number 1 pick, and I think we are, again, going to trade it down because I don't really see anyone here that we can take. Again, actually, wait, Kamani Jeffries, I mean, definitely isn't that slow. I mean, a 4.68, that's not that bad, but he fits the rules, so we might take him. I'm not even going to trade down. I don't even want to come close to risking it. There is also Max Samuels, who isn't good, but we don't have a QB. Okay, this is a much better draft class for us, thankfully, at least early. But yeah, I think we're going to take Kamani Jeffries. Was it Kamani Jeffries? Yeah, he kind of looks bad. Well, I don't know. No, he doesn't look bad. I mean, A finesse moves, A hit power, A to C play rec, A to C awareness, just B to D pursuit and tackle. He's maybe not a good run defender, B to D block shed, but at this point, I don't care. He's not going to be anywhere near worth this first overall pick. Again, I don't care. We need somebody okay, and that he is. He has hidden dev, only 78 speed, but 80 strength, 87 excel. Sounds good. Sounds more than good. Sounds amazing at this point. Sounds fantastic even. But let's see, is that QB still here? Because we might just take him straight up right here. No, he isn't. Okay, well, unlucky. There's a scrambler QB that's a day 3 projection, and then there's Jamie Farr, who I guess could be slow enough. He is. Okay, so we're going to take him later. But let's see, what's our biggest need? Maybe tight end? I doubt there's gonna be anyone good enough to take here that's slow. There's Kirk Alexander, blocking tight end. No, he's bad. And then usually good offensive linemen have good speed, which is like, I guess. But like a lot of good offensive linemen are slow too. Like, respect my slow kings out here. What the hell? Yeah, all these guys are either too fast or they're horrible, or both. I thought O-line would be the easiest thing to fix, but I wasn't really thinking when I thought that because EA, Madden, I don't know. Honestly, that was a huge fall off after that first guy we took. I don't really see anyone else we can take. Oh, so close. Oh no, this guy sucks. D play rec. Okay, never mind. I was disappointed because I thought he was good, but no. Michael Kramer we can take, but we don't really need another safety. What do? We can go with Thomas Bell. We might do that just to make our pass rush even better. He actually looks pretty good for this range. Decent speed, but great strength. A awareness, A power moves, B play rec, or B block shed. Hopefully he has B play rec. Probably normal dev, but we'll take him. Does have normal, but that's fine. God, we had 3 first-round picks. I forgot about that. And of course, the 2 we traded for were 28 and 32. Awesome. You know what? This might be the last pick I show of this draft, just because I can't find anyone good. Okay, decent speed for this receiver, Shamir Robinson. I think he is 23 already, so it's not great, but B short route, B spec catch, B medium route looks like a good playmaker receiver. And usually playmaker receivers are slow anyways, so we'll take him. Does surprisingly have hidden, so he's gonna start for us. That might be a pretty good pick. I didn't think we could really get any other starters. We'll take it. But okay, here's how we did in the draft. Is this a possible challenge? We actually did pretty well. Kamani Jeffries, 75 overall. I mean, I was hoping he would be a little better than that, but that's not bad. He was only a 74 at outside linebacker. His block shedding's really bad. He's fine though. Looking at these ratings, I'm surprised he's even a 75. I mean, 77 tackle, 67 block shed, 78 speed isn't great, especially for someone who's only 239. I mean, the bad run defense makes sense, but the speed is crazy. I mean, I'm glad he has bad speed because that means we can take him, but still, it's surprising. And then Thomas Bell, he was only a 73, went up to a 74. He's whatever. But Shamir Robinson, really good, 75 overall. Michael Kramer's fine, but oh yeah, I never showed me taking Michael Kramer or Marlon Whitlock, who is really good, 76 overall with hidden dev. Maybe taking slow receivers is the strat. I mean, y'all know taking playmaker receivers is my strat, so that's pretty much just what we went with. Only 88 speed, but 95 acceleration to make up for that. 79 medium route, 86 spec catch, 78 short route. Looks really good. And then we got Jamie Farr, 68 overall. Marco Watson, he's whatever. This tight end, this tight end sucks, but Kerry French right after. I can't speak right now. Hidden dev, 72 overall blocking tight end. Not the slowest in the world, but he did, and I mean, 74 speed isn't great, so he definitely fits the team. And then the last 2 picks were whatever, but decent. Is taking slow players not a horrible strategy? Like, this wasn't a good draft, but A, keep in mind, I just use, strong draft classes, not very strong. Oh, God, okay. I wish we didn't have to take slow players, because Aiden Sambusi, what is that last name? 87 speed, 94 acceleration, 86 finesse moves, 83 overall. Good lord. But other than him, this wasn't a great draft class either, so we did pretty well. But here we are heading into year 3. This has been a grind of a rebuild, more so than usual. I usually put myself through very challenging ones, but this one's very hard too. Still only a 77, but we're getting better. receiver. And we do have a lot of rookies starting this year, like Farr, Whitlock, French. And then on defense, Bell, Jeffries. We're going to start Kramer at safety. We'll see how that goes. But this, I have hopes that it can at least be a good defense. Again, I hope. We'll have to see how the offense does. I wouldn't be shocked if our offense for some reason outperforms our defense, even though it's 3 overall worse. And we have a 68 overall QB, but we'll see. But let's get to the midseason point of year 3. And I don't know how long this one's going to take. This might be another 6-year rebuild, maybe even 7 years. We'll see. But let's see how we do. Okay, wow. We are winning the division with only a 78 overall team. That is the power of using the Cowboys in Madden. That's all I'm saying. And let's see. Jamie Farr's doing all right. 1,600 yards, 15 touchdowns. The picks are a little high, but considering he's still only probably he's only a 69 overall. That's definitely a pretty good stat line. We'll take it. But the rest of the team's doing well too. How's the blocking? Okay, I think I'm gonna bench maybe Sam Mustipher or Patrick McCarry to try to make this offense even better, because those two aren't doing great so far. Let's just throw Gabe Grimes back in. I mean, he was fine. Let's start Bradley Bozeman. Sure. Oh, we have 13 re-signings. Is that why we're doing well? Are we gonna have to re-sign some good players? Not really. Not really at all. Just Jake Bobo and Kamari Lassiter. Jake Bobo has superstar dev. That's cool and all, but he's already 27. He's probably not even gonna hit like an 82. I mean, I'll keep him around just to be a good, like, hopefully 4th option soon, but 4 years, 30 mil, he takes it. Okay, that's fine, I guess. Kamari Lassiter will go, that's a long deal, but 6 years, 48 mil, that's cheap. And then everyone else, I mean, whatever. It's mostly backups, but not much else to do here other than just hope that we keep playing this well. So let's get to the end of the year and we will see if we maybe can get lucky and make the playoffs. I know that's a lot to ask with a 78 overall team, but it is Madden after all. The simulation isn't exactly realistic. But okay, here we are at the end of year 3, and you know, if you've seen one of my videos before, y'all know why we're here. Before I reveal how we did in year number 3, if you haven't already, be sure to leave a like, be sure to subscribe, and again, like I said, if we can get to 2,000 likes on this video, which, you know, I would very much appreciate that, I will do a very similar rebuild to this, but with an even worse starting team, which the more I think about it, the more I think maybe that wouldn't be the best idea, but I think I would be a little bit more lenient with the players we can add, so I think it would be doable, and I think it would be a lot of fun, because it would be the actual slowest team possible. I thought about doing that here, but the more I thought about it, the more I was like, yeah, that probably wouldn't work. It might be a little hard, but we'll see. And again, be sure to subscribe if you've enjoyed so far, because if you like this, then this is what all my videos are like. But as for dev traits, oh yeah, and also let me know any fun rebuild ideas y'all have down below. But as for dev traits, Jeffries only has star, unfortunately. I mean, that's what I expected. I was hoping he could have superstar because he was, you know, projected to go so high, but only star, it is what it is. But on offense, we at least got French with a superstar. Kerry French, I couldn't remember his name. So that's cool, at least. Whitlock only has star, and we'll see what Robinson has. Hopefully superstar, but probably only star. But if you couldn't tell from the morale on this team, we didn't make the playoffs. We finished 6-11 from 4-3 at the midseason. We went 2-8 in the second half of the year. Not ideal. What happened? What went wrong? Okay, Jamie Farr was better than Reso. What? I don't know. Farr was decent. 29 touchdowns. The 19 picks is a little high. The completion percentage isn't great either. He's not going to win Offensive Rookie of the Year, but he was all right, I guess. Kyron Williams, 1,100 yards, 4.3 per carry. He was good. Michael Thomas, 1,100 yards. I wanted Whitlock to be the #1. I put him as the slot too, and usually that does it, but didn't do it here. I mean, if Whitlock had this production, he would have won Offensive Rookie of the Year, so I wish this was him, but oh well. Bobo, 800 yards. That's cool. And then blocking, God, our tackles, even with good players there. Orlando Brown, 16 sacks allowed at an 80 overall. I love this game. Havenstein was awful, and then Gabe Grimes was pretty good at least. And then Gibbons with 121 tackles, 120 for Landman. TFL's 21 for Claiborne, 17 for Jeffries, good amount overall, and sacks. Thomas Bell actually led the team with 8.5 sacks. 7 for Jeffries. We're gonna get #2 again. Oh no. Like, these are good years, but going from past experience, these are the type of seasons that get #2 or 3, not #1 for Defensive Rookie of the Year. God. bad. Claiborne had 3 sacks, and that was about it. Where was Patrick Jones? Oh, it looks like he barely played. Really? I mean, he played 100 snaps. He couldn't get even half a sack. Dom Larson was who I was looking for, but he only played 43 snaps, so whatever. And then 2 picks for Lassiter and Favors, and then 1 for 4 different players. Disappointing second half of the year, clearly, but Mahomes wins MVP for the Bengals. Interesting. Dak Prescott is on the Chiefs. Ugh. Keenan Allen wins Offensive Player of the Year at like 35 years old here. Micah Parsons wins his 3rd Defensive Player of the Year in a row, at least for the NFC. Love the diversity here. But Marlon Whitlock still wins Offensive Rookie of the Year. He didn't do that well. Probably not going to get Superstar Dev, but hopefully that would be cool. Jamie Farr at 3, Kerry French at 5, and then Defensive Rookie of the Year. Okay, never mind about what I said earlier. We do get it. Kamani Jeffries wins it. Thomas Bell at number 2. Michael Kramer at 7. We will take it. I mean, Bell winning it would have been cool, I guess, but I would rather have Jeffries develop into a really good player than have both Jeffries and Bell just be like pretty good. You know what I mean? So I'm glad Jeffries won it. But let's get into the offseason here. I mean, if we can play like we did in the first half of the year for a full season, then we can make the playoffs here. Obviously, it's just, can we play how we did in the first half of this year for a whole year? But okay, this year in free agency, please be good. Please. I mean, free agency and fantasy drafts, it's never good, but I hope it is. Okay, maybe better, at least a few players better than an 84 overall, but not many. This one might be worse. There are less 84 overalls. It falls off quick. Oh, God. Okay, well, let's see. I'll look through and we will see if there's anyone good we can sign. My guess is maybe. I'll be a little hopeful. But okay, here's what we're gonna do in free agency. Another really mid-class. It's fine. I mean, okay, here's why it's fine. It looks horrible, but here's why it's fine. There are a few interesting players like Britton Morgan, only 24 years old with star dev at safe. Also, Glenn Session. Why are there so many Washington State players in Madden draft classes? I mean, I've said it once, I'll say it again. I won't complain as a Washington State fan, but it's weird. But superstar dev, I mean, he's only a 67 overall, but that's still cool, I guess. I doubt he'll ever develop into a good player, but guess you never know. But let's see if we can sign these players. Again, not a great class, but not much I could do about that. Did the game crash again? Are we for real? Okay, no, it did it. Cool. So we got a few players. We did get both of the safeties, and now a couple more signed, and now they all signed. Okay, cool. So we get everyone, it looks like. Not a great class, but a lot of players, and maybe a few starters, like Will Fries, I guess. We'll see. Not much I could do, though. But this year in the draft, we pick at number 5, and I'm gonna be honest, I haven't even looked at who's available. I've just, like, lost that there will be good players here. I mean, there are good players, just ones that are, you know, slow enough to make the team. There are a lot that are so close to being able to... Wait, I haven't been looking at the speed. I was looking at strength. I hate how quarterback speed is in the wrong spot, or it's, like, moved up because of throw power. Okay, James Landry, he sucks, but he fits the team. Okay, we're definitely not going with him. Oh, Dom McGee, marginal speed. He's gonna be our pick. He actually looks good. Elite throw power, obviously a first-round talent. There's also been... Okay, no, he's a day 3 player. Okay, so we get a QB. There's also Sean Farrell, who fits the theme, and George Albright. I mean, none of those other guys are good, but whoa. Oh, I thought I said elite speed, elite throw power, I was gonna say. So this is where we are gonna stick and pick in the top 5. If this quarterback gets taken, though, I might cry. I don't want to trade up because I'm lazy. There goes Daryl Gant. Something Turner. It's Casey Turner. That was hard to read. Troy Dulong. That's a crazy last name. And Rashard Duncan. So we do get a good quarterback. Now, our guy did all right last year, but why not bring in an actual, you know, good prospect at QB? A good overall player. Probably gonna have normal dev just because this game doesn't like me very much, but again, elite throw power, quite a few A ratings. His play action and throw on the run suck, so not much of an improviser. I mean, that makes sense with him being slow. I mean, he's not that slow, but he does fit the theme. So we'll take him. Hidden dev, thankfully, 95 throw power. We will take it. And I'm sure someone's gonna complain about me taking marginal speed guys. Let me say that, let me put it this way. If I didn't take marginal speed guys, this would literally be impossible. We would probably still be like a 74 overall right now. We are still not good taking marginal speed guys. It is necessary. The Commanders just went back-to-back receivers in the first and second round. That's interesting. But let's see what we want to do in the second round. Tim Marshall looks okay at receiver. Rylan Kennedy, another pass rusher. We're probably good there, unless there's someone really good looking. Andrew Jackson, really, he is risen. He also doesn't look that great. I mean, he looks fine. We don't need more defensive tackles, though. Whoa, this guy had a pretty good combine. combine. Definitely doesn't fit the team, though. God, the rest of this draft class is awful. I mean, there are safeties. We have so many safeties, though. I mean, I shouldn't say this draft class is awful. Just there's nobody that fits the team that looks decent. You know what? This is where I might make the first trade of the rebuild. Well, I've made lots of trades, but the first trade for a player. And I think I know what position we're going to go for. Maybe the worst performing position on our team so far. Oh, yeah, and I guess since we're here, I might as well go over the dev traits we got. Jeffries got superstar, and Whitlock got superstar, so that's fun. But let me work on a trade. Let's see what we want to do. There are a few different directions I could go here, though. Okay, we are going to be sending our second round pick for Mike Onwenu, currently on the Seahawks. For real life, this would definitely be a little bit of an overpay, but we're desperate here, all right? we need to make something happen. We could even do another trade if we really want to. We'll see who's available in the third round, but we'll see where we want to play. Oh, I'm on the Seahawks roster. That tripped me out. We'll see where we want to play Mike Onwenu. Obviously, guard and tackle flexibility. I mean, our tackles have played terribly, but I think that's more of a quarterback thing. Just not having a QB with good traits kind of leads to more sacks. So we'll see. Either way, we need more O-lines, so it works out. Wow, there's nobody we can draft that looks even decent. There are a lot of slow safeties this year that look terrible. Ooh, whoa. Please be slow. Deontay Ward looks so good. Please. No. Why? This guy looks so good. This might be the best day 3 safety I've ever seen. This guy looks like he might be close to an 80 overall. I don't think I've ever seen a safety like this before. God, dude, why? Why can't I get that in my normal draft classes? You know what I'm saying? In a non-crazy challenge one. Well, I don't know if I really do any of those anymore, but you know what I mean. You get the idea. Should we trade this too? I mean, there's like nobody. I'll look over the O-line, but it might just be better to trade this pick for an O-lineman anyways. Okay, no. All the slow guards are either too fast or projected UDFAs. So, unlucky. So, I think we are once again gonna trade this away. Wow, even the receivers, there are no slow ones. At least, okay, here's one. Decent speed, but he's like, we're way deep in the UDFAs. This is just too good of a draft class for slow players, I guess. I mean, this looks like a really good draft class, honestly. So with the last pick I would be taking, let's trade this away. We are going to be giving up our 3rd and 4th round picks for Landon Dickerson, currently on the Patriots. I guess not anymore, but he was a second ago. So the line should theoretically play well now. It'll probably play worse because we improved it, but I sure hope not because it hasn't been good. But I mean, we really fixed most of our major issues in this draft. So let's get in. Well, I'll make a few more picks here and we will see how we did. But here's how we did in the draft. Dom McGee is pretty good, 79 overall. I didn't think he would be that good. I thought he'd be like a 77, 78 maybe, but we'll take a 79 overall rookie QB. Honestly, being a 79 overall, he isn't ranked that high though, only 29th. There are that many good QBs in the league. I feel like I need to mess with my XP sliders if I want to make them more realistic. I mean, they're fine as is, but I have quarterbacks at like 130 or something, which might be too much because a 79 overall QB in real life would be like 10th or something. I don't know. Whatever. I'm just yapping. The rest of the draft, I accidentally simulated it after picking Dom Irving, so I'll just cut these 2 players. But these 2 aren't good anyways. These 2 suck. William Weiner. I didn't even notice what his name is. That's crazy. I might keep him just for that. But let's get into year 4. Are we in? And we will see how the team is looking. But okay, here's a look at the team heading into year... What are we in now? What year is it? Year 4? I feel like I already said year 4. Did I say year 4 last year? I don't know. Who knows? But we are an 81 overall, which is definitely a lot better. I just hit my mic. Sorry. But yeah, we now have an 83 overall offense, only an 80 overall defense still, but that's better than, you know, what we had just a year ago. Much better. This should theoretically be a good offense, I hope. As for the defense, I also hope, but I don't so. I mean, it's upgraded from last year, but not that much upgraded. That's the only thing. Could be decent. We're also a horrible scheme fit on offense. Oh, we're not a fit anything. West Coast power run, I guess that makes sense, but gonna be interesting to see how we do this year. So let's get to the midseason point. And here's what I think is gonna happen. I think we're gonna be bad at the midseason, and I think we're gonna bounce back a little bit in the second half of the year and finish like 9-8 or something like that. Maybe 8-9, maybe 7-10. We'll see. Ooh, okay. I saw 0-7 and I thought that was us, but we finish, or no, we don't finish, but we are 4-2 so far. Thankfully, we have a really good offense. Number 5 in terms of points per game, but our D 31st for points per game allowed. So a little bit of a difference there. Just a slight difference. Should we change our defensive playbook? People always tell me the Cowboys defensive playbook is good. It's never been good for me. There are some playbooks in this game where people will tell me that they're good, and I try them, and they are good sometimes, but hopefully this defense gets better by the end of the year. We'll see. But for re-signings, we'll bring back Jack Gibbons. Cam Dantzler, we'll see. Also, Cam Dantzler's picture is so weird. It doesn't look like it looks like he's looking off in the distance. It almost looks like what does it look like? I don't know. It just doesn't look like a player profile picture. I don't know where they got that from. It's so weird, and it's so vibrant. But let's see. Yeah, we'll bring Jack Gibbons back. 4 years, whatever. Oh, we don't have the money. Oh, this team is way too expensive for how bad it is, but we'll go 4 years, 36 mil. He takes it. Okay, cool. And then that's all we can do for now. So we'll restructure like all of our deals at the end of the year. Restructured a few of them, but not many, so that should free up a lot of money. But let's just get straight to the end of the year, and we will see how we finish. Hopefully this isn't the opposite of what I predict. Very well could be. We'll see. Oh yeah, and actually, I should have done this last year, but I forgot. But question of the day, super quick. I'm gonna make this a quick one, but let me know this down in the comments. Oh, here's a good one. Who do you think is the most underrated team in the NFL? Like, what's a team that you think is gonna do pretty well this year that isn't really getting talked? Let me see. I wanna check the NFL power rankings. I'll try not to be biased because I know there's one that is ranked very low. Actually, I don't know if it's on NFL.com, but is this gonna play a video? I don't know. Y'all already know I'm gonna say the Seahawks, but yeah, the Seahawks are ranked 24. What did they downgrade in this offseason? That's my thinking there. I don't know. That's crazy, but let me know who you think will be or currently is the most underrated team in the NFL this year that is getting disrespect. Last year, I predicted the Packers, and that aged pretty well, so we'll see. But in year number 4, we finished 6-11. Again, why? So it was the opposite of what I expected. We've started 4-2 and then went not 2-11, but 2-9 in the second half of the year. So that's great. We finished strong. Dom McGee, 4,000 yards, 28 touchdowns, 11 picks. He was good. Unfortunately, star dev, if you didn't notice when I was looking at the team, but still a good year. Kyron Williams is like switching back and forth between good yards per carry and horrible. I mean, 3.7. I've seen a lot worse in this game, but like that's a pretty big difference year to year. But we had two 1,100-yard receivers, Marlon Whitlock and Shamir Robinson. Both had 8 touchdowns. Jake Bobo, again, he's good for 800 yards every year, so that's cool. And again, our blocking, maybe it isn't the QB play. I don't know, man. Even Landon Dickerson was bad. What do we do about this? Like, I don't know. But on defense, Jack Gibbons, 153 tackles. TFL's 19 for Claiborne, 15 for Bell, 12 for Jeffries, and sack. 10.5 for Bell and Jeffries, 9.5 for Simmons, 6.5 for Claiborne. So our D-line is really good. That's about where my positivity with this team ends. I mean, our QB was good. Our receivers were good. Our running back was bad. Our O-line was horrible. And as a defense, or as a whole, our defense was bad. But Kamari Lassiter, 4 picks, 2 for Favors, and then 1 for a few players. Whatever. Trevor Lawrence is just the best quarterback of all time here, like literally. He's won, what, 3 out of 4 MVPs? I don't know if that's ever been done before, but I don't imagine we'll see any Cowboys. No. No for defense either. That's unlucky. Offensive Rookie of the Year does go to Dom McGee, so there's at least one positive to be taken from this year. Good. And then Troy Dulong. I hate that last name, but he wins Defensive Rookie of the Year. No Cowboys. I don't even know if we had any defensive, or well, we did, but they all sucked. We really only drafted the QB this year. I think I forgot to cut the guys that we weren't supposed to have. Whatever. They didn't even close to seeing the field. But let's get into the offseason here. Possibly the final offseason, depending on how we do next year. But again, we're really going to be looking for free agents, and we might make a trade or two once again. But here's what we are going to do in possibly the final free agent class. I mean, honestly, this is probably the second to last year, I would guess. Probably do one more, but we'll go for Alex Kappa, Keon Coleman, Jalen Ford, and Ronald Baskett. What a name. I hope we can get these 4. I don't even know how big of a role any of these guys will even play. I think the only starter here would be Alex Kappa, but let's see if they sign. My guess is the bottom 3 will sign, but Kappa won't. Okay, well, 2 sign. We get Keon Coleman and Ronald Baskett. And let's see if these 2 want to sign now, I hope, please. Okay, we get Kappa and then Ford. No. I mean, he could be a starter for us, so it is kind of important. Let's sim to the next week. peek and see if he signs, please? Okay, he does finally sign. So we get all 4 of them. Not the craziest class, but probably our best so far, which is sad to say. But now in the draft, we pick at number 10. The Giants have the number 1 pick here. And again, I haven't really looked at any players here because I'm just assuming that there won't be any good ones that we can take. I don't know why I'm looking at QBs. We have a QB. It's just immediately where my mind goes. But do we need? Like, is there much we could even draft at this point? We might just have to look for a trade immediately because what could we pick? Maybe a center, but I mean, we'll just move Mike and Wainu to right tackle. Or no, what does that have to do with what I just said? We do need a center. We'll have a lot of linemen, but not really a center. Oh no, we can put Dickerson at center, keep Wainu at guard, and then start Kappa. So yeah, that's what we'll do there. That's where I was going with that. Definitely. I didn't just confuse myself or anything. And then on defense, there also isn't really much we can draft unless we get a really good safety or something. Like, I think we're just gonna trade this pick away. So let's see. I want a lot of value for this. Like, I want top 10 pick value. So we're probably gonna get a player and a pick. God, there really isn't anyone that good that we can trade for. We already have a lot of the slowest good players for obvious reasons. There's nobody that really slipped through the cracks, at least being like the slowest. I mean, there's like a decent safety, Xavier Rodriguez. I remember him from a couple years ago, or I guess just last year in the draft, but he's like not that much of an upgrade at all. I wonder if like Xavier McKinney, 86 speed, that's not amazing. I wonder if someone like him should count, because like I'm at the point where I'm wondering if we should broaden the rules to make it possible to make this a really good team. We might have to. Is that cheating? Possibly, but it's also my video and I'll do what I want, so we'll see. Ooh, Drake London only has 88 speed. I mean, we definitely don't need a receiver, but we might need a number 1. Like, we have good receivers, but we don't have anyone crazy good. But I'm still like unsure of what position we should trade for. Ooh, this guy's interesting. Sean Bowe, 84 overall, X factored, only 23 years old. He's also slow, 85 speed. You know what? Sure. I mean, we're gonna also get a pretty good draft pick, probably. I don't know if this is enough value for us. I mean, I know this guy's a good safety, but he's a safe. This is a pretty big trade down. We're pretty much saying this safety's worth like a first-round pick if we're only getting this second rounder. That's fine. Our safeties aren't great. We'll do it. I don't feel great about it, but that is a pretty big upgrade. I know we have a lot of safeties, but we just don't have that good of ones. But in the second round, this is probably going to be the only pick I show. Let's see what we want to do here. Watch there be like a really good slow safety here. I might be very upset. Whoa, this tackle is really weird, but really good looking. Almost everything was elite at the combine. He ran a 4.84. Definitely doesn't fit the team. Oh yeah, let me know down in the comments if you would want to see me do a fastest players team too. I feel like I've done that not that long ago. Oh, but still, I could do it again. Also, this guy ran a 4.2. It would kind of be fun to add a player that's just like super fast. I mean, he looks horrible other than the speed. I mean, maybe not horrible, but not great. But yeah, let me know if you would want to see a fastest players rebuild again. All right, I don't know what to do. There are like 4 players on this whole list that we can even draft, and none of them look good. I'm getting bored of looking through players. I'm just gonna go with what's a position we even remotely need at all, like even depth. Maybe a running back. We only have 2, so let's go with a slow running back in the second round. That's what you want to do. The early second too. God, okay. I don't know if I want to go with this guy. Let's go with John Winters, because I think he's awful. He has poor speed, poor jumping, poor change of direction, poor agility. His ratings this guy's gonna be so bad. I don't even want to take him just to be. I don't want him. I don't want him. I'll go with one of the receiving backs. Let's just go with Quentin Clark. He looks bad, but better than whatever that guy was. Normal dev, probably like a 66 overall. That might be 66 overall better than John Winters or whatever his name was. I'm simulating this out. I'll cut the guys the CPU takes. Get me out of here. But Quentin Clark, he's even worse than I thought. I figured, you know, he wouldn't be great with the C to F awareness. Does it even show awareness for running backs? I don't think it does. He's horrible at a 65 overall. And then the CPU picked really well. A really good corner, a really good safety, a good defensive tackle. I already traded these guys away. George Woodley's on the Rams now. Anthony Rudd I traded to the Bills. And Ray Hobson I traded to the Lions. So L. But okay, one last trade here. We are gonna give our first round pick for this upcoming year for Drake London. Again, technically doesn't fit the rules I said at the beginning, but I think it would be more fun to bend the rules a little bit and actually have a chance to be good than to stick to the rules and be bad. And I mean, it's not bending the rules that much. He is not the fastest. And that makes this receiving core pretty great, honestly. Not even just for doing a challenge, but like just good in general. But here we are heading into possibly the final year. Like I said, probably the final year. I mean, unless we are really bad, then this might be the final year. Even if we are really bad, this will probably be the final year because it'll make me think this isn't possible. But 87 overall offense and then an 84 overall defense. We'll see what happens. We just really don't have any crazy good players on defense. We do, I kind of take that back because by the end of the year, I think Jeffries, Favors, and Bo could also all be close to a 90 overall. We'll see, but it depends on how we do and how they do. But at the very least, this offense is very nice. It's still a terrible scheme fit on offense, but that's our best scheme fit. But either way, this has been a lot of fun. And hey, we've drafted some pretty good players. Like, I thought we would just get hardly anything from the drafts, and this would be a mostly free agency type rebuild, but the drafts have been a little better than I've expected. I mean, we've had to turn those guys into good players for the most part, but still. But anyways, let's just get straight to the end of this year, and we will see how we finish. But all right, here we are at the end of year number 5, and before I reveal how we did, let's go over the season stats. Let's see what happened this year. So Dom McGee was all right. 4,100 yards, 25 touchdowns, 12 picks. Not great. Kyron Williams wasn't great either. I mean, he had touchdowns, but 3.8 yards per carry. Not great. Drake London was really good. 1,250 yards, 8 touchdowns, 1,000 yards for Whitlock, 900 for Robinson. Whoa. This game is so bad. I've had 0 overall centers that have allowed like 3 sacks. 86 overall, 87 overall, Landon Dickerson allows 14 at center. That might be the most I've ever seen from a center. I mean, maybe not, but why? That's so stupid. And then Patrick McCarry allowed 10 sacks in less than 700 snaps. I benched Orlando Brown at the midseason, and apparently that didn't pay off. But I think I found the issue with our team this year. Jack Gibbons, 135 tackles, TFLs, 18 for Thomas Bell, 12 for Claiborne, 10 for Jeffries, 10 for Simmons, and sacks, 10 for Jeffries, 7.5 for Bell, 6 for Simmons, 3 for Favors, or 3 picks for Lassiter, Favors. I'm trying to go through this too quick, whatever. 2 for Gibbons and then 1 for Kramer. But I doubt we'll have anyone for any award. That was a pretty good prediction. Nobody for anything. We're doing another year because we finished 5-12 this year. Maybe I shouldn't have changed the defensive playbook at the midseason because I did that. I switched to the Bills defense, which I always use. I always use it. I'm starting to like it less and less the more I use it. It's so hit or miss that I just don't know if I like it. Now, to be fair, we don't have like the best roster in the world, but it's at least mid. Like, I think if we did a little better, we would be an 87, maybe an 88 if we had positive morale. So, you know, I feel like we're a decent roster if we did as well as I'm sure a lot of these worse overall teams did. So, all right, we'll do one more quick year. Let's get into the offseason. We don't have a first round pick this year, obviously, but that might be fine. We might trade all of our other picks away too. We'll see. Oh yeah, the other unfortunate thing. Oh, we have a Super Bowl rematch. That's fun. But the other unfortunate thing is we have a lot of re-signings. I mean, I already dealt with a few of them just in case we did have to go to another year, and we did, so I'm glad I did that. But we still have 25 more contracts and only 50 mil to work with, so gonna be tough. But Jeffries will pick up the 5th year. I mean, that doesn't really matter, but Deontay Simmons, Thomas Bell, oh, that's a 5th year, okay. Shamir Robinson, I don't think is worth that 5th year, so I'm good. Who do we want back? Do I really want any of these guys back? I mean, Deontay Simmons I want back, but he's not interested. Okay, he does come back. And then Orlando Brown, I'm good. But also, if we don't bring him back, who are we going to have at left tackle? I guess we'll find out because I don't want him back. We'll figure something out. Same with Patrick McCarry. He is awful. So let's get into free agency. Let's see what we can do. But okay, here is what we are going to do in for sure the final free agent class. We're going for a lot of actually good players this year. Maybe not like the slowest, but I mean, some of them are like very close. Like Drew Sanders, I was thinking about trading for him. He only has 84 speed. So again, bending the rules a tiny bit, but like, you know what I said earlier. I'd rather do well than not do well. But even now, I don't know if we will do well after going 5-12 last year. We'll see. But Drew Sanders, Kenny Clark, Rasul Douglas, Orlando Brown, unfortunately. Thayer Munford, who might have to be our starter, this is a scary tackle duo. For Madden, this might be 35 plus sacks allowed between these two alone. In real life, that would be fine. I would be fine with that, but not in Madden. Madden, believe it or not, Madden doesn't depict real life very well. I know that's crazy to say, but it doesn't. And then David Bell. But let's see see if we can sign these 6 players, and they all sign, and we get all of them. Okay, so now we should be a pretty good overall, thankfully. It took a while, but now we are an 89 overall. But in the draft, I might only make like 1 pick this year, honestly, and I don't even know who I'm gonna take. I feel like I've traded for everyone I can trade for, so Channing Young looks okay, I guess. Doesn't look that good, but normal dev, only 84 speed. And let's try to get a running back again. We kind of need a backup running back, or I don't know. I set tackle as our focus position, but of course there isn't one slow one that's actually draftable, because again, for some reason, the only good linemen, they're all fast. I don't know why. Oh, who was that? Eddie James? This guy looks pretty good. Hold on. Too fast. Does look decent though. Let's go with maybe the worst pick of all time. Actually, a impact block, a lead block. I mean, he's still not going to be good, but only decent speed. Good strength. I mean, I don't know if he has any regular blocking stat over a C, but we'll take him. Normal dev, big shocker. But okay, here we are heading into, for sure, the final year. I'm going to cut it off here no matter what. I got to call this at some point, but we have a very good roster. We are still an 89 overall. Didn't go down, which sometimes happens from the offseason to the start of the season. But like, this team is really good. 89 across the board, 89 offense, 89 defense. There really isn't much of a concern I have with this team on paper. The only concerns I have with this team are because of Madden, specifically the offensive line. Again, it's a good overall. Sure hasn't played like it. Where does Orlando Brown rank? 22. Okay, he's kind of a below average tackle at this point then. But like, this is probably worse than below average. I don't know. But y'all have seen the team enough times. Really not much has changed other than the free agents we signed, which you also saw. So let's get straight to the end of the final year, year 6, I think. Yeah, 2028, so year 6, and we will see how we finish. I don't have a lot of hope, but we deserve to do well. But okay, here we are at the very end. And again, super quick, if you've enjoyed, be sure to leave a like, be sure to subscribe, all that good stuff. You already know the deal. But we are now up to a 91 overall. 91 offense and 91 defense. And in the final year, we finished 13-4, and we finally made the playoffs. It took a lot, but at least we got here. Let's see where a 91 ranks in the league. I doubt we're the best, although maybe we are. I bet the Chiefs are probably the same overall as us, or like a 92. Okay, they are a 92, so we are the second best. They have a 95 overall defense. Good Lord. But hey, I'll take being the second best roster in the league. We're doing a challenge where we can only take slower players. Like, that's pretty good. Now, unfortunately, we only made the wild card going 13-4, but let's go super quick over the season stats. Actually, we might spend a little time, because we did so well. Dom McGee, 4,500 yards, 43 touchdowns, 8 interceptions, 70 completion percentage. Very, very, very good year from him. Kyron Williams, 1,300 yards, 4.5 per carry, 13 touchdowns. Again, just back and forth. I guess last year he was bad, to be fair, but for the most part, back and forth between good and bad. But Drake London, almost 1,500 yards, 19 touchdowns. Shamir Robinson, 950 yards. Marlon Whitlock, over 900 yards. Orlando Brown sucked, but the rest of our line was very good, including Landon Dickerson, who 2 sacks is more like it. Like, I guess he was bad in 2026 too, at guard, but I don't know what last year was. I'm glad he was good this year. But Drew Sanders, 134 tackles, TFLs, 16 for Bell, and Simmons led the team in sacks. 11.5 for Bell, 8.5 for Clark, 7.5 for Jeffries. And finally, interceptions, 3 for Sanders and Gibbons, 2 for Favors, and then 1 for a couple players. MVP goes to Dom McGee. That rhymes, let's go. Finally, not Trevor Lawrence winning it. He wasn't even up here this year. Offensive Player of the Year goes to Drake London. Are we just going to win every award this year? Well, no, I'm going to spoil that. We're absolutely not going to win Defensive Player of the Year. Who would have guessed? Micah Parsons. Thomas Bell at 6, Drew Sanders at 7, so we at least had a couple players up there. And then nobody for Offensive Rookie of the Year. I don't think we had anyone at all. I don't even remember who we drafted. We drafted like was it a bad running back? Is that what we did this year? Or was it a safety? I don't remember, but nobody for either award, obviously. But very good final year, so it's going to be extra disappointing when we lose this playoff game to the 9-8 Green Bay Packers, because they are 9-8. And if you've played franchise before, you might notice that a lot of the time, the Super Bowl teams are 9-8 for whatever reason. But we'll go play it cool. Am I ready? Am I ready for this to be over? We've worked so hard on this team. This might be like the most effort I've ever put into building a team, with like the amount of trades and just like spending a lot of time making sure I can find like the good players to draft. If we don't win this game, I'm gonna be so unhappy. All right, let's simulate this game against the Packers. I'm scared. It's always the 9-8 teams, man. Always the 9-8 teams. 2K, please save us. 2K, if you can hear me, please save us.